This morning on Facebook, it's 1st of April, 2013. My cousin Rick's son Mike wrote on Facebook a little bit about his grandmother, my Aunt Vera, and he had the initials "Rest in Peace." I know she's been sick, and I know she's been in the hospital, and I got a call from my cousin Cheryl Gay, either the day before Easter or Easter, telling me that she was in hospice, and they pretty much even decided a date for a memorial service for her. They were so sure she was going. So I've been sitting here, I'm really not unable to write this morning because I've been thinking about Aunt Vera and the family, and how I'm sure that for them, perhaps as it was for Barbara and I, even though we felt so like orphans and grieved so deeply when our mother passed, and at the same time we were so glad that her suffering was over. So I'm imagining that that may be true with my cousins, and even though you're glad the suffering is over, it just doesn't change the fact that from now on you're going to look through a broken glass at the world. Anybody who's lost their mother knows that it's not something you get over. It's just something you learn to live in and with. It's what happens. You know, I remember the first time Richie brought Vera home. It was some kind of a holiday thing. We were all at the farm. And we knew Richie was bringing his girlfriend. And everybody was kind of curious what she would be like. He didn't always travel with the nicest girls, you know. He was... and he'd been in the army, he'd been around the world. I'm the one that found his box of dirty pictures that he hid out in the barn. In fact, my grandmother caught, pardon me, caught me and the Loomis boys looking at them while we were around the barn. Well, at any rate, Richie brings her home, and oh my gosh, she is so pretty. She is gorgeous. And he is just, well, it's the first time we ever saw him to be so attentive. I mean, we all knew he could be a gentleman, kind of a boisterous gentleman if some of the Talinda people came over or something, and he knew how to shake hands and greet them and say things in Polish and be a gentleman and a young man. But we've never seen him like this. I mean, I don't think I ever saw him help his one of his sisters or one of his aunts or his mother into a chair at the table. And you could tell that he was sort of awed by her and was treating her like, you know, he was like the goose that laid the golden egg. And he was so proud of the fact that he has such a beautiful girl to show off. And in fact, he really, one of the girls asked her if she wanted to help out in the kitchen. In our family, everybody, all the sisters, grandma, and all the in-laws that are married, everybody, all the women help in the kitchen, all the men go out to Grandpa's study or in the living room and smoke cigars and talk till dinner time. And Richie was kind of reluctant to let her go. He kind of was taking her around, walking her in the yard, introducing her to aunts and uncles, and just having a great time showing her off. But when she was invited to help out in the kitchen, she said, sure, she'd love to. And he said, well, no, I want to, and she said, oh, Richie, you know, I want to do this. So she fit in instantly, just instantly. The girls all liked her because, you know, she wasn't like Dinah, who would just sit there and smoke cigarettes and watch them prepare dinner. And so I wondered, I forget where Grandpa, and it seems to me that some of the guys, my uncles were also young in those days. Some of them were in the living room, some of them were out front, and some were in the study. In the front porch was half Grandma's sewing room and half Grandpa's study. So I think Grandpa and some of these were in the study, and they were having some whiskey out there. And I went out there with my dad, and everybody's talking, about Vera, and the brothers are saying things that are not quite couth, and Richie's saying, yeah, she's a beauty and all that stuff. And everybody's waiting for Grandpa to say something, and finally Grandpa is taking a sip of his whiskey, and he says, is she Catholic? Well, I jolted everybody. Everybody knew Grandpa didn't go to Mass unless somebody died who was getting married. In fact, a lot of us thought that he was really a Jew. That's what our last name means. And so we were surprised. And I forget, one of the boys said, well, what difference does it make? Hardly anybody. So Veronica has married a Catholic. I don't even remember if Madeline was married yet. And he said, well, that's it. So, she's going to want that. And Richie said, no, I think she's something else. And Grandpa said, well, it's going to make Ma unhappy. Well, it turned out, I guess Grandma was getting used to the fact that her kids weren't married Catholics, although later Stanley would. And it would be the one marriage that wouldn't last. Isn't that interesting? But Grandma liked her right away too, and nobody could help. Oh, and she was such a gorgeous bride. Oh, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord! I'm sure you kids have got some pictures of that wedding day. She was, and she fit in instantly with the clan, just instantly. It was kind of an amazing thing. Cyril Gay said it when she called. We were talking briefly about Aunt Vera, and she said that Aunt Vera became a Zydek. She didn't just live with a Zydek, she became a Zydek, so, and that was true. So today, we don't have an Aunt Vera anymore. We still have an Uncle Chet, who's 92, still driving his car, just got his license renewed. We still have an Aunt Madeleine. But after all those kids, all those aunts and uncles, pickings getting slim. So I agree with Mike today. Rest in peace, Aunt Vera. We're going to miss you.